Hello, and welcome to Let's Play Advance Wars. Today we're playing the hidden mission Olaf's Sea Strike. This is mission 7A, along the northern campaign through Blue Moon. We accessed this secret mission by destroying Olaf's entire naval force in the previous mission. Looks like our battlefield is in the chain of islands off the east coast of Blue Moon. Olaf says, "I never dreamed that they could annihilate my navy. Who would have guessed? I badly underestimated them. Still, I'm not done yet. Ho ho ho. I still have my elite Sea Strike force. They'll clear up this mess." Grit says, "Sea Strike force, huh? It seems smaller than the last naval group, but..." Olaf says, "Fight! Fight for him! This battle shall bring us victory." Grit says, "Huh, whatever." So I can choose either Andy or Max, and the battlefield is in the same location either way. If I choose Andy, he says, "Is it my turn?" And if I choose Max, he says, "Olaf's got another thing coming if he thinks he can beat me." As it turns out, Andy is better for this mission, so that's who we're going with. Mission 7A, Olaf's Sea Strike. Day 1. Max says, "Gimme a break! Not this guy again!" Andy says, "What's wrong, Max? Don't you like Olaf?" Max says, "It's that blasted snow, brother. It kills your movement range, doesn't it? It's so frustrating not being able to get around like I'm used to. Right, so runs?" Yes. Andy says, "Huh? You don't like snow either, Sode runs? It's not so bad if you just keep your troops together." Max says, "That's probably the safest way to weather a storm, brother. Anyway, let's move out." Alright, first thing we do is check the terms. Nell says, "For victory, capture the enemy HQ or defeat all the enemy units." Okay. Alright, let's take a look at this map. This is the first time we've played on a true naval map. Each side has only a small island, with about 90% of the map being open ocean and reefs. There's the mini-map. I start in the southwest with a small land force and a pretty large navy. In fact, I have 2 of each type of ship: battleship, cruiser, submarine, and lander. Olaf's Sea Strike force is positioned somewhere out here in the fog. So my plan will be to destroy his navy at sea, and then land my troops on his island and capture his HQ. Alright, so Olaf is pretty much going to immediately attack me with his Sea Strike force. So I need to get my fleet into a defensive stance. To do that, I'm going to hide my surface ships in the reefs near my home island and dive my submarines. We'll take this submarine, put him here, and dive him. We'll take this submarine and put him here and dive him. And then we'll put 1 battleship in that reef. The southern battleship is already in a reef. And then we'll put the 2 cruisers in reefs. So now my 4 surface ships are all hidden in reefs, and I have 2 submarines that are dived. My landers, I'll go ahead and load up with infantry and tanks. I'm going to keep them on the beach for this turn, but on the next turn I will also have to move the landers onto reefs, otherwise they will be destroyed by submarines. Day 1 for Olaf. Olaf says, "Get moving." "Yeah, right there. Get 'em. Ha 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 ha. Ho 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 ho." He's bringing his submarines forward and diving them. Brings 2 battleships forward. Day 2. Alright, so both battleships are within range of my battleships, so we're going to open fire. First broadside reduces Olaf's battleship to 5. I'll take my other battleship and shoot at the other Olaf battleship in the rear. Should reduce him to 5 as well. Yes. I'll go ahead and finish him off with submarines. The rear battleship goes down, as does the forward battleship. I've now destroyed both of Olaf's forward battleships. He has, I think, 1 or 2 other ones on the map, but those 2 that I just sunk are all that we'll see for the first couple turns. Now that the battleships have been eliminated, I can move my cruisers out of the reefs. I'll bring them both back, kind of protected. I'll put the landers in the reefs in their place. Because the next attack from Olaf is going to come from his submarines. I do not want my landers to get hit by submarines. He might bring his subs forward to shoot at the cruisers, but submarine versus cruiser is not a favorable matchup in Advance Wars. Day 2 for Olaf. None can challenge my Sea Strike Force. Ha ha ha. Ho ho ho. Blizzard. Alright, 1 submarine comes forward, shoots at my cruiser, reducing it only to 7, and my cruiser's counterattack reduces the submarine to 5. And he does the same thing with his other submarine. So that's a very unfavorable engagement for Olaf. He inflicted moderate damage on my cruisers, but reduced both of his submarines to half health. And now, on this turn, I can just destroy the submarines with the cruisers. There goes 1. And then the other. Now both of Olaf's forward submarines are destroyed. I can start creeping my submarines forward. Although, with the blizzard in effect, they can't really go very far at all. And I'm going to start moving my battleships forward as well. Olaf has a battleship hidden in one of these reefs up here. I think it's this one. So if I draw a 6 square range from this reef, I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have to stay out of that diamond of space. And I'll move my landers forward as well. Alright, I think we're done with this turn. Day 3 for Olaf. He's not able to do anything. I'll move both of my submarines forward. I can put my battleship in this reef, and it should be able to shoot at the enemy battleship once I get sight of it. Check the range again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so I should be good to put my battleship here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, still good. And I'll move my cruisers forward as well. The rest of my troops on the home island here have nothing to do. So I'll just kind of... I'll capture this one neutral city just for fun, but these 4 troops on my home island don't have anything to do for the rest of the battle. Day 4 for Olaf. Not able to do anything. Alright, I'm going to advance my submarine to be right next to the reef where I'm 99% sure is a battleship. Yes! Olaf's third battleship uncovered. I'll go ahead and shoot with my battleship first. Fingers crossed it reduces it to 5. No, it only got to 6. He has a little bit of defensive cover on that reef. Bring in my other submarine, and I don't think it'll finish it off, but it might. Yes! Alright, all 3 of of Olaf's battleships are sunk. Now I need to focus on planning an invasion of his home island. You wouldn't know this playing the mission the first time. That's why it helps to play these missions multiple times, but there is a rocket in these woods right here. So I need to keep my ships out of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Let's count that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tile range of that forest. So I can put my other battleship here, and it has coverage over that forest. And then I'll bring my cruiser around. My cruiser will be the spotter. I'll bring my cruiser right over next to the woods where the rockets are, so he can be destroyed by my battleship. And then I'll make sure that my landers stay out of rocket range. And I think that's all I'm going to do for this turn. Day 5 for Olaf. Nothing for Olaf to do. Alright, so both of my submarines are egregiously low on fuel. One has 15, the other has 16. So I'm going to confirm that the submarines can't get shot at by the rockets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares. So they're safe from rocket fire. I'm also going to put them in these reefs, just for extra safekeeping. I'll put this submarine in the reef, rise him out of the water so he's not burning 5 units of fuel per turn. And I'll do the same with the other submarine. So now one submarine has 13, the other has 12. And when they're surfaced, they will burn 1 unit of fuel per day. So I'm not in danger of them sinking on low fuel. I'll go ahead and move my cruiser over towards the rocket, the forest tile where the rocket is. I have to be extremely careful not to get shot at by the rocket first. So let's count that range out again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be alright in this square right here. And I'll move my other battleship up as well. Day 6 for Olaf. Alright, I'm going to move my cruiser right next to the forest tile, and there's that rocket, just like I thought. And we'll open fire with the battleships. First broadside reduces the rocket to 3, and the second reduces it to nothing. Wasted! Alright. I think that's all I'm going to do this turn. Next turn I should be able to land some troops over here and start invading Olaf's island. Day 7. Blizzard, which will do nothing. No strategic purpose. He moves a tank forward to shoot at my cruiser, reducing it to 6. And I think he'll do the same with the other tank. Reducing the cruiser to 5, but it does not matter. Alright, I think I'll, no, I'm going to wait to use my power a different turn. move the cruiser into this reef here to be safe. And I will bombard... what am I going to bombard? How about this infantry? First salvo reduces it to 2. Second salvo reduces it to nothing. Now I can take my lander that has the medium tank and put the lander on the beach and unload the medium tank. Next turn. Brings a tank forward to shoot at my medium tank. Reduces the medium tank to 9. Reduces his tank to 6. You know what? I admire the gumption of that move. Destroyed that 6 hit point tank. That absolute legend. And we'll go ahead and move forward. Bombard the other tank first. And then we'll move the medium tank forward to destroy it. And I will unload my other tank. I think I can spare fuel for this submarine. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that because there's another cruiser out here somewhere. So if I make these submarines show themselves, they might get severely hurt by the cruiser. So I'll just leave them where they are. Day 9 for Olaf. All right. I think I'll use my power this turn. Hyper Repair. All my units heal by 2 hit points, and they get a 10% attack, 10% defense bonus. So I'll go ahead and sink the lander with 1 battleship. I will severely wound the enemy infantry with my other battleship. And I'll finish her off with my medium tank. I'll take my second lander that has infantry in it and drop off the infantry. Day 10 for Olaf. Alright, I think this forest tile right here has an artillery on it, so let's scout it out. Yup. Bring the medium tank down. Reduce that RD to 2. And I'll start capturing Olaf's HQ. Capture one of his cities with the other infantry. Day 11 for Olaf. He brings up a recon to shoot at my infantry on the HQ. Bring the medium tank back to eliminate that recon. My HQ cap will take an extra day now, so that was a surprisingly effective move by Olaf. Go and destroy the rest of this artillery here. I think the other cruiser is in this reef. Yes, it is. I might be able to win by route next turn by destroying the cruiser, but we'll see. Day 12 for Olaf. I think his only unit remaining is the cruiser. First battleship salvo reduces it to 1 HP. Second one destroys it. And I think that's game. If not, I'll just capture the HQ. Boom. Olaf says, "Grr, another defeat. He will not be pleased with me if this losing streak continues. Grit." Grit says, "Yep." Olaf says, "Get out there and stop that cursed Orange Star army. Ho ho ho." Grit says, "Easier said than done, boss. You didn't leave me anything to work with." Olaf says, "Don't get saucy. Rally the troops and do something. I have to go pay him my respects. Don't fail me, Grit." Grit says, "Well, well, well. Olaf's finally off to see his mysterious benefactor. I think I'll just tag along behind and see what I can see." Victory. Andy says, "That was really cold." And I get an A rank. I'll take that A. I get 9 Advanced Wars coins. And I'm still a rank 93 Ebon Rat. Alright. Here we are at the mission... Here we are at the end of Mission 7A. We fought both versions of the Blue Moon campaign. First the Southern campaign, and now the Northern campaign. This mission was the last one where we face off against Blue Moon. Olaf and Grit have been defeated. But this Advanced Wars campaign is just getting started. Soon we'll face tougher foes than Blue Moon. That's going to wrap it up. Peace.